After a few unforgettable days in Salzburg in Austria, we started our drive to Switzerland. It is close to 600 km from Salzburg via Munich and Zurich and took the whole day to reach. On the way, we stopped at one of the fuel stations in the German-Swiss border to buy the Swiss Vignette, which is mandatory to drive in Switzerland. In most of the fuel stations, we need to fill the fuel ourselves and pay at the counter. We crossed the Swiss border office and entered Switzerland. By evening, we reached the house in a small village named Reichenbach in Kandertal in Bern. It was a nice old traditional Swiss house with beautifully done interiors. Our balcony was opening to a wonderful landscape view. I had a cute little companion in the house. She was Elizabeth, a French bulldog. The next day morning, we got up early, had a coffee and went out for a walk. Crossed a small river named KIENE with crystal clear water which seemed to flow from the far-off mountains. Little ahead, we saw a trekking trail sign and started following that trail uphill. The nice wooden alpine-style houses, decorated with flowers, nestled within lush meadows and a small stream, was really an impressive panoramic sight. This reminded me of a similar sight I had in Salzburg. Maybe as this village is also located on the Alps Valley on the Swiss side, they both share the same environmental challenges, tastes, and culture. After breakfast, we started our drive towards Interlaken and then to Lauterbrunnen. Covered a couple of small towns on the way, and the route was very scenic. Unlike the typical Indian towns, it's rare to find somebody walking on the street here. But in one of the towns, a few Swiss soldiers were seen running a marathon race. On the way, we saw a beautiful riverside stretch and took a short stop there. That was Lake Thun. Lake Thun is an alpine lake in Switzerland. Its shore is dotted with many towns, including Thun. Later, resumed our journey to our first destination, which was the Staubbach Falls. We then reached the Staubbach Falls. The waterfall drops 297 meters from a hanging valley. There is a walking trail till the foot of the fall. The stream, on reaching the verge of the rocky walls of the valley, forms a cascade so high that it is almost lost in spray before it reaches the level of the valley. We went there and got an awesome sight of the valley from that point. There was a church near the parking and even a small play area. I played there for some time and then we drove to Trummelbach Falls. In 15 minutes, we reached the Trummelbach parking. There is a special lift to take the visitors to the tunnel entrance in the mountain. We need to walk for almost half a kilometer to reach the lift from the parking. The place was too scenic. The Trummelbach Falls in Switzerland are a series of 10 glacier-fed waterfalls inside the mountain made accessible by a tunnel funicular built in 1913. The falls carry up to 20,000 liters of water per second. Trummelbach was so beautiful and a bit horrifying too, as there were many falls which created loud sound inside the tunnel. On the way back to the parking, we enjoyed the most breathtaking natural sceneries one would ever see. From there, we drove to Interlaken railway station to inquire about the ticket to Jungfrau. Jungfrau is one of the highest summits of Mount Alps, which we were going to visit on the next day. Parking the car, we started walking through the streets of Interlaken towards the railway station. After spending some time in Interlaken, we returned home. En route, we stopped at a restaurant on the banks of the Lake Thun to have some refreshments, ending another memorable day in Europe. Thank you for traveling with me. Please also watch my other travel vlogs. The links are given in the description below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also, please click the notification bell to get notified.